So a particular video has been trending and causing chaos on the social media space here in Nigeria. This is the video I'm talking about. This video. Have you seen this video? What do you have to say about it? What's your opinion? Anyways, you're going to drop it on the comment section. I want to see your opinion. Now, this is a video of Obi Cubana's adopted son. In case you don't know who Obi Cubana is, Obi Cubana is one of the wealthiest men here in Nigeria. He's very, very wealthy. He has 4 biological sons and 1 adopted son. And it seems the adopted son is the oldest. Yes. So a few days ago, the adopted son jumped on a challenge on TikTok. If you watch the video, you will see what he's writing there. He's saying, "Nothing do my shoulder. I just realized say I be next of kin." For people who do not understand pidgin, he's trying to say that there is nothing wrong with his shoulders because he just realized that he's a next of kin. And ever since then, people have been bashing him, saying all manner of things about him. Nigerians have said a lot that he's exhibiting pride, he's exhibiting greed, he's exhibiting entitlement mentality that he has already started. Oh my goodness. Let's leave that one. Now, let's talk about 2 major things in this video. Now, let's assume that this wasn't a challenge on TikTok. It was just something very real. Let's talk about 2 things. The first thing we're going to address is the position of a next of kin, which I have talked about several times on this channel, but it seems Nigerians, people generally do not still understand who a next of kin is, the position of a next of kin. Secondly, let's talk about the legal implication of adoption, the position of an adopted child, the implication of being an adopted child. Let's talk about those 2 things. On the first one, if at all this challenge was real, do you really think that him being a next of kin means he's going to inherit properties? I have said it countless times that under our law here in Nigeria, next of kin does not confer inheritance. That you are next of kin does not mean you're going to inherit anything. So guys, don't panic. Even if this whole video, this whole next of kin issue were to be real, the guy is still not entitled unless he is named in the will or unless the father has gifted him any share of his estate. We're done with that one. Do you really think that his right is different from that of other children, that of other boys, the 4 boys? Listen, adoption is for matured minds, matured people. Adoption is not for people that will adopt someone's child today and then tomorrow you now realize that, oh, this one is not your child, that there is some kind of treatment you should give to your children and then this one should be treated a different way. No. Under our law, adoption establishes a legal relationship of a parent and legitimate child. What that means is that once you adopt a child here in Nigeria, automatically the rights and privileges of a legitimate child is conferred on that child. What your legitimate child would have been entitled to, that adopted child would be entitled to. You cannot treat that adopted child any different from your legitimate child. That is why I said that adoption is for matured minds, not for people that will change their minds tomorrow. Imagine in this case, like I said, this adopted son is the oldest. Although we don't really know if their type of adoption is a statutory adoption or customary adoption. Maybe in another video I'm going to talk more about adoption in Nigeria so you understand the difference between the 2. If it is a statutory adoption, guys, all that the legitimate sons, the 4 sons, are entitled to, this adopted son is entitled to. Once you adopt a child, automatically you have severed all forms of relationship between that child and his legitimate parents. What I'm trying to say here is that once you adopt a child, there is nothing like any form of relationship between that child and his legitimate parents. You are now seen as a legitimate parent. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that, assuming all this was not a challenge that the boy jumped on, it was just real, do you people really think that he doesn't have any right to inherit Obi Cubana's properties? Is the man complaining? Because the way we are always in a hurry to judge situations, it shows that sometimes most of us are not mature enough to handle some of these things. It shows. I took time to read comments on the social media and I was like, wow, most people will not even be able to accommodate other people's children in their houses. And if they should adopt a child and eventually have their own legitimate children, they will kick the other one out, the adopted child out. That is my little observation. I hope you've been able to learn a thing or two from this video. One, like I always say, next of kin does not confer inheritance. Number 2, the legal implication of adoption. Once a child is adopted, he becomes a legitimate child of the adopter. And please, morally, it is wrong if your thoughts are that he's already exhibiting pride. And so what? If he's exhibiting pride, if he's exhibiting entitlement mentality, okay, guys, we should calm down now. You don't live with them. You don't know the boy better than the parents, the household. We should stop all this. I hope this video helps you. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video.